Yo, what's up, bro? This is my routine for self-improvement. My morning routine for self-improvement. Now, in this video, I'm just going to be explaining my morning routine for self-improvement, and maybe you might want to implement this into your daily routine and schedule. So the first thing I do in the morning is, guess what? I wake up. You never would have guessed that, wouldn't you? You never would have guessed I woke up in the morning. The second thing I do in the morning, after I wake up, is make my bed. So when you make your bed, it's sort of like, it doesn't really make you like a better person or anything, but when you make your bed, it sort of like develops your discipline just like a tiny little bit. Like, there are different things in the world that develop your discipline, but this is kind of like just like a small step forward in that level. Like, making your bed, when you make your bed in the morning, it doesn't make you a better person, but the more and more you make your bed, you develop your discipline just a little bit, and it adds up over time. After I make my bed, I take some vitamin D. So you can get vitamin D from two places other than supplements. Food and like ultraviolet rays from like the sunlight. Your like skin produces vitamin D when it gets like ultraviolet rays from the sunlight. So when you can't get like from your diet, you can't get a ton of vitamin D from your diet. It's in like fish, and like sometimes it's infused in like milk and like orange juice, but you can't get it. There's not that much in your diet, so most of it you get from sunlight. But the problem with that is the more and more people are gaming and sitting inside, they're not getting a ton of sun exposure. They're not getting enough sun exposure. So this sort of like they're getting barely any vitamin D, which is a really essential like vitamin in your daily whatever vitamin and mineral like count or whatever like supplement thing. So I have a little thing of vitamin here. I don't know if you can. I have a little like thing. I don't know. It's one of those bottles over there. I have a little bit of vitamin D. I think there's like 250 soft gels in there. So I take that with water every morning, right after I make my bed. Then I go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go to the bathroom really bad as soon as I wake up. So I have to, like, make my bed real quickly and then take my vitamin D, and I chug all that water, and then I'm even more, like, I have to go to the bathroom even more. So I have to go, like, really bad, so I hurry up in there. I take a little piss. And then after I do that, I take a cold shower. Now, I'm not a super, like, expert in talking about like cold exposure. I'll actually link in the description an Andrew Huberman video. He's like another like science based like kind of video like YouTuber and like entrepreneur, and he explains like a bunch of sciencey stuff in like terms we'd understand. He has a video on like why cold exposure is really good. I'm not gonna explain it right now because I'm not like totally sure, but I know it's really good for your skin and some other things. So basically, I take a cold shower. You don't have to turn the little knob thingy like all the way to cold. I put a little bit of hot in. I turn it to mostly cold, but I put like a little bit of hot in there so it's not like freezing cold like Titanic weather or something like that. And then once I'm out of the shower, I brush my teeth. With there's this like powder. It's like it's like a tooth powder. It has like natural ingredients and stuff in it, and it's like really good for your teeth. So I brush my teeth in the morning, then I do my skincare routine. So it's pretty simple. I just like wash my face, do a little like exfoliator, and I just moisturize, so it's pretty simple. Then I do my hair. I mean, oh my god, bro. How many times is this thing how many times is this thing gonna the light gonna turn off, bro? I think that's happened in like twice in other videos. But after I do my hair, I do something called gratitude journaling. So when you gratitude journal, you basically write down a few sentences of what you're grateful for. Now, this is a really beautiful thing because the more and more you do this, when you do this every day, you start to get like random thoughts in your head, like even like just during the day, just randomly like of like gratefulness. You just get random thoughts like, oh, I'm actually pretty grateful for my family. Like, I'm actually here today. I'm grateful for that. It's a really beautiful thing, and it really makes your mental health skyrocket. Then after I do some gratitude journaling, I meditate. So when you meditate, a lot of people get meditation wrong. So when you meditate, you basically sit there and you sit there and you close your eyes and you start to focus on the present moment. So what's going on right now? So usually you focus on your breath because it's like right here. It's, you're breathing, you can hear it and stuff. You can feel it and all that. So usually you focus on your breath, but basically you focus on the present moment for a solid, like, at least 5 minutes. I do 15 usually in the morning. That's what I like. But you can keep leveling up your meditation. Don't get frustrated. It's all a part of it. If you start thinking like, bro, no, why wasn't I thinking on the breath? And you get frustrated and you're like, you fail and you're just like, oh no, this is too hard. When you fail, that's kind of like a rep. When you fail and then you realize when you realize you should be focusing on the breath and you go back to the breath, that's kind of like one bicep curl for the brain. So meditation there's a bunch of benefits. There'll be like an hour video on explaining all the benefits, but basically it's very good for your mental health and you should be doing it. So then I meditate. Then I do something called visualizations. So I've set up a couple, a lot of goals, some like ambitious goals, the things like in the wind right now because my fan's on. But this paper by my thumb back there is I have like all my goals on it. So once I set my goals, every morning I sit there, close my eyes, and then I visualize hitting these goals. I visualize myself in the future hitting these goals, and I visualize myself I visualize myself what it took to reach that goal. What type of person did I have to be? I had to be a pretty hardworking, disciplined, pretty like hardworking person. I had to be a hardworking man. So the more and more you do these visualizations of yourself hitting these goals, all the effort that went into these goals, every time you do this, you start to become more and more like that person. More and more like your future self. Hitting those goals. And so you're much more likely to hit these goals. Then I eat a healthy breakfast, which usually like protein, carbs, and then like veggies. I don't eat a huge breakfast, just to get me energized for my deep work session. Just gotta burp. But yeah, once I eat breakfast, I set up for my deep work session, which isn't part of my morning routine. That's a new thing. But yeah, that's my morning routine for self-improvement. You should try to somewhat implement this schedule. Try to somewhat do this schedule. So try to somewhat implement this morning routine into your schedule, because that's not totally, because some of these things are specific to me, like kind of like the hair, like maybe you do something different, but try to implement this to your needs and wants and stuff. Try to implement this to your needs of, your daily life, and try to do this daily, because this really develops your discipline, your skill, your routine skills, getting into a routine. Also, I had a trouble of every morning, I would miss a few things in my routine. I would be like, oh crap, I don't have time to meditate. I kind of have to, I have to do this. I have to go do this. No, I don't really have time to meditate today. What I did was I started waking up a little earlier, so I had time to do the routine. Then once, but also sometimes I wouldn't have time, so I would specifically set a part of the day. I'll be like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this right now, but I would specifically set a part of the schedule of the day to, this is my morning routine, and then the rest of the day. So, it's a set, block of the day that I have to do this. And that's what really got me into this routine in the morning, was putting it in my schedule, setting a block for it, and being like, okay, this is part of my day, I need to do this. It's not just oh, I wake up and do stuff. This is my morning routine, so I have to do my morning routine but when I wake up, and then I have to do the rest of the day. So I always know, okay, I have to leave an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours for myself to do my morning routine in the morning before all the other activities of the day. So, yeah, try to implement this schedule, this routine into your needs and stuff like that. It really helps your routine, start to get into a routine, your skills starting to get into a routine and discipline. It's just really good, and try to implement all these good habits, do the good habits, not the bad ones, and it's not much more to say. Try to implement this routine to your needs, and peace out. See you in the next video.